Hey everybody, welcome to another Rope for Q video, and something a little different this time. Not that different, but something that I've been chipping away at in the background, and I've decided to finally put some of it on camera. So this is the Any Order lineup. You may have heard me talk about it before, and I do it pretty much, not every time, but pretty much every time, every session I do it as a sort of warm-up exercise, sort of see if how many I can pot. And essentially, when I'm warming up, what I'll do is if I miss, I will move the object ball I've missed into a pocket and reposition the cue ball and keep going. And I was doing it fairly well, but still missing 4 or 5 times until that is maybe 2 weeks ago, something like that, where I got basically a break, if you like, of I think probably 15 balls. Basically there was 6 balls left, and then I missed, which was a shame, and then I cleared from there. So basically I managed to do it with 1 miss. So I feel like I'm getting close to being able to do this in 1 go. Maybe it's probably going to take me a few weeks maybe, but I feel like I want to catch it on camera, so I'm going to start recording this. And what I'm going to do is, instead of what I have been doing, which is when I miss and repositioning the cue ball, I will just start the whole thing again, and I'll maybe spend sort of 15 minutes on this as my sort of warm-up. And this is the sort of first go I did the other day, and we'll see how we get on. So scoreboard, pretty straightforward. Current attempt shows how many pots in yellow out of a possible 21, and eventually I'll start showing my previous best. So yeah, I've been using this as a bit of a warm-up just to get the cue action going, because the problem with lineups like this, certainly Any Order lineups, is you tend to basically be playing straight shots all the time, because you play whichever the shot is the straightest. So yeah, they're not that great, or this particular one is not that great as a sort of practice routine for positional play and all that kind of stuff. So. But it is good to get the cue arm going, especially if you're old like me and need a bit of a warm up to get the joints moving and get the mind in the game, if you like. So but I do feel like I want to get a clearance on one of these at some point as a sort of rite of passage. So I'm sort of including this is in the sort of My Lineup Journey series, but it's sort of like a spin-off series, if you like. So I'm going to continue the main My Lineup Journey, where I'm trying to work towards a full lineup, although I'm getting a little frustrated with that. And eventually, hopefully this one will get cleared at some point as well. So I always tend to start with a brown at that end of the table, and my sort of I start pretty straight on that brown, maybe slightly to the left of it as we look at it, and then I can run through and try and hopefully take the greens back to the middle, but sometimes I end up taking the yellow, depending on which is straighter. As you say, with lineups like this, you tend to play whichever is the straighter shot. And so I'm not so great at practicing angles. In terms of sort of setting these out, it's fairly straightforward. I mean, I put the blue on the blue spot and then put reds at either side, then pink and black at the end, and yellow, brown and green, yellow, green and brown at the other end. But you don't have to do that. It doesn't matter what order you put them in. You're not really. It doesn't really matter. But I just I wouldn't say my OCD, but I just like everything in order. So that's the way I do it, and it just helps me make sure I put the right amount of reds out, because it's 7 on the top side of the table and 8 on the other side of the table. And in terms of the gap, basically you want to leave about a ball's width between the balls. I was at one point actually using the cue ball to actually make sure the gap was big enough for the cue ball to go through, but I've stopped doing that. I do it roughly. Sometimes the gap is big enough, sometimes it isn't. It makes it a little bit more interesting and quicker to set out, really, because using the cue ball to measure the gap each time was a pain in the backside. If you've done it right, roughly the brown should be roughly on the brown spot, maybe slightly in front of it, and the pink should be roughly on the pink spot. If you're nowhere near that, then you've probably not quite got the distances right. So the best I've done is 5 out of 21, which, considering I was bigging it up at the beginning, that I managed to get, what, 15? I've not really got close to that yet. So it's lots of little stun shots, lots of little screw shots, lots of little run throughs. Shouldn't really need much else to clear this. It's just about keeping it consistent, trying not to run out of position, trying keeping the cue ball away from the cushion, and yeah, trying not to cannon any other balls, and obviously trying not to miss easy shots like that would be ideal. But yeah, 4 out of 21, that's not great. I think I've probably gone a little bit too far for the green this time, so maybe the yellow. It's difficult to tell. I feel like maybe I should put the camera down the other end of the table for the start of this and then move it halfway through, but I just don't feel that. Just feel like that might be a hassle. At some point, maybe next year, I might pick up a second camera so that we can get. Because using my phone is a bit of a pain because it doesn't have a huge amount of storage space, so I can only use my phone for maybe 15-20 minutes of footage, whereas my GoPro can store about 5 hours. That's just on one memory card. Pretty happy with that shot. Nice screw back for the red into the middle. Yeah, nice little gentle run through. Gives me a choice of reds into the middle, but yeah, whichever one's straighter probably. Or slightly to the right of the pocket, because then it's easier to run through if you take the one that's slightly to the right of the pocket. But if it's dead straight, then it's an easy run through. So 6 out of 21, better than last time at least. And still going. Overhit that a little bit. My intention was to come off the cushion and try and get on one of those two reds that are now on their own at the far end, but I didn't quite hit it hard enough, so it didn't come off the cushion far enough. So I've got this is a bit of an angle on this basically, so very difficult to get that in without running into that red. And again, I've sort of left myself close to this cushion. But 8 out of 21, still far so good. Just need a good shot to get back in prime position. But I feel like I'm probably going to cannon more balls here. Yeah. But at least I have pushed this red from the lineup into a potable-ish position in this bottom right-hand corner. But I'm going to have to use the rest. No, nowhere near. Never mind. 9 out of 21, better than 5. Let's see if we can improve on that. Just about to get to this green, I think. Yeah. So I can't get to the yellow, so it'll be one of these reds. A bit of a run through again. just about drops. Guess I'm going for this red on the end here. Again, nicely in. Run a little farther than I wanted to, I think, but then I think if I hadn't run that far, I would have quite an angle on this red. Yeah, that's okay. Thinking about this one. Changing my mind, maybe. Just kind of force my way through there. So I seem to be this side of the middle pocket, so I guess it's probably going to be blue if I want to try and keep, you know, ideally I want to sort of clear one side of the table first, then move on to the other side. But yeah, nice little screw shot down table for yellow. Well, it depends if this red passes the yellow. I think I cannoned into it maybe on one of the shots that might have pushed it a bit close to the yellow. So yellow might be my only option. No, I could see it, that's okay. And I could get past it and come back for the yellow into the middle. I might do these as a head cam video, you know, just because you'd be able to see the angles of the shots better. Oh, that's disappointing. Got fairly nicely on that red as well. It was a bit of an angle, but it would have been okay. Anyway, thank you for watching. That's all for this video. Look out for some more of these. As I say, I do want to catch you some videos, so I'll catch you in the next video.